Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to episode number 48. How are you guys doing today? A beautiful Thursday. Today is the 21st of May. Let me know if you guys can hear me correctly. What's happening in gold? Gold is in a low volume node right now. A very interesting price action so far. Hope you guys are paying attention to the low volume node today. There were a couple trading opportunities. We're going to talk about that there. Where is gold heading next? We have some news again. Iran supreme leader has ordered that near weapons grade uranium must stay in Iran. Also that. We're back on track, my friends. Good to see you. It was a good session. During the Asian session today with the team, we're going to get ready for the New York session right now. Hope you guys are doing well here. Let me see whatever is in the chat today. As always, let me just give you guys a big fat shout out for all the love and all the support every single day on the stream. And if you like this daily content, please smash up the like button. All right? That would be highly appreciated. You help the channel grow a lot. And this Monday is episode number 50. 50. Straight in a row. Okay? So we're going to do some big fat giveaway on a Monday. All right? I promise. Looking forward to that. Let's make it happen, my friends. Welcome back, Rowan, Albert, Mani Maritz, Bradley, Ahmed, Rashad, Tarek, Hans, trade stock by Hari. Yes, sir. Ice cream mango. Woo! Max, Christian, Greedy Cat. What an original name. I love it. I'm in a good mood today. Hope you guys are doing very well. All right? Let's make it happen, man. Let's get the party started. And absolutely crush it. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another session today. We are back once again in a crazy week of crazy price action. Yesterday, the sellers got squeezed very hard. What's gonna happen today, my friends? What is gonna happen today? Let me know in the chat, please. Biases, please. Put in the work, put in the effort. Read the trading war map. Go through the volume analysis and your psychology, of course. Your risk and money management, and everything will be fine, okay? Manage your risk wisely. That's my suggestion during this news week, okay? We have some news actually to do with in a couple minutes here. Nothing too spectacular. But we do have the initial jobless claim soon, as well as the Philadelphia Fab Manufacturing Index, as well as the PMI at 9:45, 15 minutes after the New York Stock Exchange opened, okay? Some interesting price action today, though. There were some good trading opportunities, actually, throughout the Asian and the London session. Let me know if you guys had got that trade, okay? Yeah, yesterday was nasty. The price action was rough. But today, look at that. Let me know if you guys can see it already. We're going to go and do a full analysis, of course, full breakdown of why this zone, I marked out this box that we are currently in, was an interesting one. We didn't have to follow through because some news came out later today, exactly at 6:25. That news came out. And this is why we are dropping currently, in my opinion. Okay? So, price action is pushing down. It's pretty straightforward. It's looking bearish. The fact is, the question is always, is this going to continue or not, right? That is the real question. Is this bearish price action going to continue today during the New York session? Okay? There we go. All right, let me see what we have here today here. Let's see what's going on here. Part-time DJ. Yes, sir. Exactly. Part-time DJ, full-time trader. Part-time DJ. Yes. Got the drop, made 2K. Now I'm chilling with you guys. Nice. Very good. Very good. Okay. Let's make it happen, man. We have a couple things to go over right before the news. Yeah, and then I have a zone for you that we have to really talk about. Because we're heading back towards this zone now. Okay? And we're going to talk about which zone exactly I'm talking about in a second. But this was actually an area where we saw a major reaction from yesterday. Okay? Yesterday when the news came out, we actually managed to trap a lot of sellers yesterday. And we are kind of back at that zone today. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens at that level. Regardless if you're bearish or bullish, it is going to be a level of interest. Okay? So, let's go into Goldie on the higher time frame first. Let's mark it out there. And then we go from there. Let me put the music down a little bit. Okay? A little bit. Yes, Monday giveaway time. Because Monday is going to be episode number 50. Okay? Yes, sir. We're growing in a crazy pace right now. I don't know what's going on. But, you know, the support, the messages have been absolutely unreal. I know that a lot of you guys are actually just turning up the streams in your car, listening, okay? Sending me videos that you're listening. You're not even watching the screen. You're literally listening to me yapping for hours and hours. So that's a big compliment. That's a big compliment right there. That's fantastic, okay? Anyways, what has happened? Well, anyways, we have to talk about gold right now. We tapped into resistance. We came back down here. Yesterday, we had that major squeeze. If you paid some attention to yesterday here, you probably already know exactly what I'm going to talk about. What happened on the stream yesterday, right? Price came down, anticipated a lot of sellers, and then boom, it shoot up like a rocket, okay? Absolutely crazy. We're still above that weekly support. Okay, we're still above it. The week has flipped bearish again. The daily closed very bullish. This daily is bearish. Okay, you can see that the price is pulling back right now after tapping into some resistance right at the top of this lower time frame or intraday high. Okay, kind of seeing that rejection right there. Now at the same time though, where did this move came from yesterday? That was this candle. Remember this big fat green candle? Okay, in my case gray candle right there. A big fat gray candle with a lot of freaking volume, okay? A lot of volume, a lot of orders were executed in that exact candle right there. And price is now starting to pull back towards some potential area right around here. We're getting back towards a major zone where we actually initiated that move. And this is what the New York is doing right now. We're pulling back, we're coming down. We have news in around 5 minutes. So we're kind of pushing down towards that area around the 4505, aka the 4495, like two different areas. Okay, But anyways, let's talk about what happened today before we move forward. Because look at the volume profile, okay? What did we talk about yesterday? We talked about the fact that we have a couple things right now. Remember the swing profile that we talked about, okay? We had our weekly profile, but we also had a swing profile right here from the low to the high. Look at that. And in that low to the high, we had a huge gap here, okay? We had that huge gap sitting right there, actually. You see that? So what happened during the London session and the Asian session today, we actually tapped into that gap right there. Let's mark it out. Let's mark this out as a low volume node. Let's actually see what happened right around there, okay? Price stepped into there. It came up around, what, 200 pips, I think? It was, I think, 200 pip move. Yeah, I think it was 200 pip move. Price came into the again, 250 pips right here, back towards the point of control. And then we came down lower and lower. Then the news came out right around this candle right here, okay? So we have to talk about that first. This news right there, okay? This news right there, all right? Right around there, we can actually see that we had that news coming. If you guys are fully aware of what happened around that news, it was actually this news right there. Okay, look at what happened. Iran's new supreme leader, or Iran's supreme leader, has ordered that near weapons grade uranium must stay in Iran. Two senior Iranian sources, okay? What happened? Dollar shoot up, the S&P 500 came down, and oil came back up right away after that news. So that was around 620, okay? 620 was exactly around this moment when gold came back down again. Okay, so right now, you could actually see the price came back down, price rejected from this area. If you actually mark it out on the order flow chart, you could actually see that we reacted from this level so many times, right around there. You see that gap? We tapped into it multiple times here. We kept holding it, and now we're breaking down, okay? So now, the next level is actually lower, a little bit lower, okay? So we're gonna mark this out right now. This level is very important for the future in case we pull back above the 20s, okay? You can actually see this right there. We pulled back above the 20s, but we couldn't close above it. So those 20 levels are going to be very important for gold right there, okay? Now, at the same time, if we go back down, let's mark it out, okay? And we can also see that we have a big fat area on the 4-hour time frame. Look at that. Let's remove the volume profile for a second here, okay? Which is sitting right around here, okay? Do you guys remember what happened yesterday in this major big fat candle? Let me know. Sub says, before I live mark my areas in gold, this is the same as yours. Thank you, buddy, for this knowledge. Yeah, two beautiful setups here during the Asia and London session. We actually did a live session today with the group. It was actually very, very good. It was actually a very nice session. We absolutely killed it yesterday. Today, it was absolutely amazing. Very nice to see that. But if you look at the order flow right now, at the moment here, they can actually see very, very clearly that we had this area, okay? And this is that zone where a lot of sellers stepped in. Do you guys remember? A lot of people were selling here at the bottom of this 4-hour candle, but the candle shoot up and it closed green, okay? So this will be right now the first official retest of that area, okay? This will be the first official retest of that area. We can actually reduce the stick size a little bit here. You can actually see what I mean right around there, okay? The first official retest of that zone, roughly around the 4,500 on gold right there, okay? So all these sellers got trapped, buyers took control, price closed green. A lot of selling in every single candle after that. Look at that. Sellers, 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 okay? And now we're pulling back to that origin of that move right here, okay? So it's almost fully recovered. This whole move from yesterday is fully recovered right now. We're pulling back, and we have some news coming up in around, what, 1 minute or something, okay? So we'll see what happens here, but I think it's an important zone to really mark out right now, okay? Because we see a lot of buyers stepping in here. We also see a lot of sellers getting stuck in a trade. I think we need to pay attention to the 4,500, okay, regardless. If you're bullish or bearish, okay, I do think that there is a chance that we will see a reaction from that level here, okay? Let's see what we can do right now at the moment. Let's see what we have here right now. We have our zone. We also have a range. We have that range. We have the point of control of that range. it's sitting exactly at that same level as where those sellers stepped in, okay? Around the 4,500 as well here. So I'm actually very curious to see what will happen around the 4,498, something around the point of control here, right around there. And then right below, we have another box, another zone, right around there, okay? This is what I'm looking for right now. I want to see what happens inside of this area right now. How do we react here on gold? Is it already time? We have news right now at this moment. Let's see how the news came out. Better for the dollar and worse for the dollar. Philadelphia Fed Manufacturing Index came out at minus 0.4%. Wow, that's nasty, by the way. That is absolutely nasty. Okay? Wow. Look at that. Minus 0.4 and the forecast was 17.6. Damn. Okay. Initial jobless claims came out a little bit better. All right. But look at the combination of both. In my opinion, you didn't really see a strong reaction here, except for the dollar right now reacting slightly bearish. Okay. Its initial response is quote unquote slightly bearish for the dollar right there. Okay. So what I think is happening right now, we are not that far away from an important zone. We are getting undervalued against the dollar right now. The dollar, yeah, maybe it sounds annoying to say, but yes, we are still at higher time frame resistance right now. Okay. Even the dollar is stepping into a range. And look at where we are reacting from. Do you see it? Let me know in the chat. Right there. This is the dollar. This is the range. And this is the breakdown. And this is the reaction of that breakdown right now around the dollar. Okay? At the same time, on the 4 hour, we're holding up quite well. But on the 15 minute, you can see we haven't broken above it here. We're definitely in. And there again, the point of control. The point of control of this range before the breakout from yesterday, or the breakdown from yesterday. So we actually are back also with the dollar exactly at that point where that move got initiated yesterday when the news came out. Okay, but this will be a super important moment for us today regardless, because we're right back at the same thing of where we came from. Okay, so this is my default here, a major zone to think, can we potentially get towards this area? Is that a possibility? And I'm going to just see what happens, how price responds around these areas right now, around these levels. I do believe that there is a lot of interest around here still. Okay. We haven't closed a single candle below that low volume node. We're still in it. At the same time, we are also at these areas where the sellers came in right here. Or actually, let me just do it this way. There we go. So we have the combination of both, right? We have the combination of that initiation and we have the combination of a lot of sellers that stepped in right there. And being in a low volume node right now at the moment as well. So look at the bottom here and look at the bottom here. We're unable to break down at this current moment right now. So a lot of people will probably be bearish again. Like I said before, I am still gonna be more on the other side right now at this current moment, okay? We are in a very important zone. This is where it all started yesterday. We are retesting that area. I think it's worth to give it a shot, in my opinion, once again. We already reacted from our zone here. Okay, we already reacted from that exact level. Okay, so look at how we're reacting from that level right around there. Okay, look at the zone right now. Look at this exact area and how we're reacting here. It's actually kind of crazy how strong that push is. Okay, what I want to do though, look at the dollar reacting too from this news. Okay, this is actually a major area right now that I think we should really pay a lot of attention to on gold here. Okay, so let's look at the 15 minute. Let's see if actually we get some momentum here if we pull back down again. Okay, but that level was a level that we marked out beforehand as an area. We are reacting from this area right now at this current moment. Okay, so we're going to mark out this level. We're going to mark out the point of control. It's a slightly lower. Let me actually mark it out. I think right there. Yes, sir. Okay. All right, do your thing. Do your thing, dollar. All right, do your thing. Do your absolute best right now to push price up and see if you are really about it. See if you are really about it today, okay? Because gold is actually reacting really hard right now from this area. Okay. Longo says yesterday it was going down like that. Surprised it was going down like that. Then it surprised everyone. Yeah, it was definitely a surprising move for a lot of people. Because a lot of people were selling yesterday. I agree. Wiser. Absolutely. 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 Okay. What about oil? Yeah, that's a good question here. Let's also have a look at oil real quick. Oil right now is, of course, similar to the dollar again. It shoot up similar to the dollar because of the news. Right, this was that news move that came out today. Okay, it was all news related. Let me put this on the New York session, my New York time. All news related to at 6:20. That Iran news came out here. Yeah, also for oil, right? We are still back at that resistance right here. Okay, right now at this current moment. So let's see if oil can break higher. It looks pretty strong to me right now at the moment. But yeah, this is definitely something that we're seeing now on gold as well. I'm thinking about the 4498, okay? In case we come down a little bit lower, can we get there? Can we get to that 4498 level? Or is that box that I marked out today, right at our area, already the actual bottom here, or the reaction here that we talked about, okay? That zone that we marked out. Initial reaction is actually very good, by the way. It's a pretty strong reaction right now, okay? Yeah. Look at that reaction. Amazing. This is actually the first time that we actually see kind of that reaction here. I've marked out the same line. It was actually yesterday's line as well. What is going to be the giveaway on a Monday? We'll see. We'll see, man. We'll see. We're going to do something cool on our 50th episode. 5-0 in around what? 2 months. No, I think I've done it. Yeah, 2 months, right? Almost 2 months. 2 months, pretty much. Like pretty much 5 days a week. I skipped maybe 2 sessions. That's it. Yeah, we're grinding, my friends. We are absolutely grinding the market every day, getting better every single day. Doing my absolute best to also constantly get better. Especially in market conditions like these. It's a lot of things to learn, a lot of new things to learn every time, okay? You always get wiser. There's always something we learn every single month. I'm like, yes, something new. Yeah, let's see if the dollar is really about it, man. Right now, we are definitely getting rejected from that level we talked about. The point of control right here. John says a retest and second rejection would create some major confidence in the buy for me. I agree. That's exactly what I'm waiting for. Specifically the 98. If you can get there, right, we can do something like this today. Then I think we have something here. We have something nice here, man. I really think so. Okay. I also like how gold is creating that divergence right now at the moment right here on the valuation. Okay, you guys already know about the valuation index. We have been using this thing for a while here. And actually today was actually very nice, man. Very nice setups around this as well. With our levels. Absolutely super clean. Yeah, we're still holding it. This is the most important zone though, for sure for me today. It is the 4 hour. It's that 4 hour zone. Yeah, I still think we can make that move potentially to the downside. I still think we could potentially get there. Okay, but we marked this zone out for a reason. Okay, it's right in between the 404.504, okay, which is actually the beginning of this area right here, okay, the 4504. But inside of this zone, we have what we call the point of control right there, and a little gap below that as well here. So what I actually want to do is I want to actually refine this zone one more time to see if we can drop into it one more time, okay. Potentially get down a little bit lower. And get to something like this. But it's holding up really well right now. What is this valuation index? It's a tool that I created. It's for my group right now at the moment, sharing it with my group. It's actually something that we have been using a lot. It's part of one of our confluences we use. We want to be in like an undervaluation against the dollar, because right now we have noticed, right? Everything around the news is all built around dollar, 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 right? If the dollar moves, gold moves down. If oil moves up, gold moves down, all that stuff, right? So we created a tool that helps us a little bit with understanding where we stand in terms of relative strength against the dollar. So it's similar to the RSI, but it's actually around the dollar. So it takes the dollar and it takes gold and it puts it together. And if you look at it, you have actually some very clean, very nice and clean setups around this area. Every time we tap into it, we tend to have some really good, clean price action around these levels, okay? Even if it's just for an hour, you know, it can give us like a couple hundred pips or whatever the case may be. Obviously, it's not enough by itself, but we do have the confirmations we're looking for, even if it's a short-term bottom right there, okay? We still look at it. Look at that. Every time we look into it and we actually tap into these deeper layers, even here, this is in a downtrend today, okay, in our zone. Got still a nice little move here. Same for this one, okay? And now we're here. So we're there again. So if we can push down a bit lower, okay, into that area right there, specifically that zone will be very, very good. If you can drop one more time to the point of control level, then I would say this is a nice try to test these that range today where we got rejected from today, okay, around the 40s, at least, or that's actually the target, to be honest, the 40s. Not a crazy target today, but it makes sense from that perspective. What do you think of Wise? I think that Wise is a great bank, man. At least I've been using it for a long time. Never have issues with them, ever. Okay? Ever. Yeah. But anything that I do on my broker, when I, on my CFD broker, because this is your question, right? Anything on a CFD broker, I simply use crypto, man. I use crypto because it's just the easiest way to do it. It's quick, it's easy, it takes 2 minutes. You get your payout in 2 minutes. If you have a good broker, of course. Your withdrawal, I mean. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm looking for this actual area right now at the moment, okay? At the moment right now, though, we are pulling back into this area. We're holding up really well. It's not that we're holding up really bad, by the way. We're actually holding up really well, okay? We're actually still holding in our same zone of today. This gap. We're still holding it. We're still trading within it. Yeah. Hasn't really changed, but yeah. Today, I really want to try, if I want to get into the entry, it has to be a good freaking entry. It has to be a sniper. Absolutely. Yes. Tell me more about the valuation. Well, that's pretty much it, man. It's like an elastic band, right? It's like an elastic band. That's how we can call it. We call that the elastic band analogy, okay? The more you stretch it, the harder you stretch a band, the harder it pulls back. The market likes to be balanced, right? So we use this tool to kind of mark and test gold around the dollar because it's so dependent on the news right now that we have integrated this in our process. We actually had an email today. Maybe you read the email, maybe you did not read the email today, okay? But this is the email that we talked about. And this explains the exact gold hybrid trading system that we have built here, okay? And this is a system that we have been using on the stream already for the past months, all right? And this is, I think, why the streams were growing so fast, because we're actually following, I would say, a pretty unique process, trading-wise. It's not as ABC right here, okay? It has a lot of layers to it, but it's actually a real process that we've been building up here, okay? It goes into 9 different places. It takes like 10 minutes to analyze. That's it. 10 minutes and the work is done. But the confirmations obviously come from the order flow right here. Okay. Right around there, we have the order flow. This is one of the big layers that we actually work with a lot on the streams right now, right? Of course, the volume profile too, right there. Pretty much exactly what we look at. Okay. Yes. So if you want to learn about the system, the book is the step, it's the start, it's the beginning. But if you really want to learn about it, then I highly recommend to keep joining the streams, right? You're learning about it throughout so many different market conditions as well, right? So it's not just about, you really see it in real time. You see it during every market condition, okay? So if you're consistent, you can definitely learn a lot, in my opinion. Yeah. What time frame do you usually enter? Usually 5 minutes. I have it on the 15 right now, but you know, 5 minutes. Usually 5 minutes. 15 minutes. All right, dollar's already holding that. I think it's. I'm just gonna try to put a level there, man. How many do we have? Let's see. Yeah, let's give it a try. Lorenzo, how long have you been streaming already? Guys, I've been streaming for how long? Years, my friend. I've been live trading on YouTube for years and years and years. It's crazy to say it, but it's actually just true. Time flies, man. Time flies. Yeah, time flies. I started in 2022, my friends. It's 2026 now. I took some break though. In the meantime, couple months here and there, but nothing crazy. Hey bro, how you been? K shows how you use the volume profile. I'm a bit confused on how to actually draw it 100%. Okay, I'm here to help you, my friend. This is what we do on the streams. We're helping you here. We're talking about a specific system that we work with, all right, on a daily basis here. This is a constant flow, a process that we have been following up here, right? And people always say, yeah, no, that system, etc. Okay. People only remember like the last week or so, but if you really have been consistent here, you know how powerful this is. All right, and what we have been actually doing there. So that's awesome. Okay. In terms of the volume profile, let me show you exactly what I mean right now. Okay. So there are a couple ways you can draw it. All right. We have to be very sharp though, because if we get triggered, we need to be on top of our game. Okay. We need to be on top of our game here. But the way you can draw it is right here, man. You have the fixed volume profile right there. Okay, it measures the volume. You can use it in different ways. You can take the range, okay? You can take a swing, all right? You can take a previous day. So these are your non-time-based ways of drawing the volume profile. So you can use it here in a swing, sorry, in a range. You can use it in the swing low, the swing high, okay? These are your non-time-based profiles, all right? Then you have time-based profiles. So you have, for example, the previous day right there, okay? The previous day. Then you have the current week, okay? And then you have the previous week right there, okay? So this is why we created the LTA strategy right there as the part of the volume profile series, the trading war map, to explain exactly how that works. And what you can do is you can actually use these settings right here, okay? You can go here. You can actually use the settings 70 and 128, okay? And there are a couple ways you can draw it and why this actually matters or why this actually makes sense, all right? And why we actually tapped into this area right here. We have this huge gap. You see this? This is a huge gap that we have been looking at the beginning by just marking out the previous swing of last week. And that was the top of the week. Do you see that? That swing. We came down, we pulled back, imbalance, low volume node, and we sold off. That was the top of the week. Okay? The top of the week. So we're here scalping our way through. But if you are a day trader and you hold trades overnight, you can get some serious setups. Some serious moves. All right? More does not always mean better. In that perspective, right? Hope that makes sense, my friend. You can actually download my book as well for free and learn about it, read it in the weekends, and then join the live streams on a daily basis. And you know what I mean? That's what we're here for, okay? Hey, Lorenzo, is scalping better than swing trading or vice versa? I think that swing trading is great in great market conditions, where the market is moving. Okay, and the market is actually moving. Look at gold right now. Look at gold in the daily time frame, right? Look at where we are. We are, yeah, trending down, of course, but look at that. All right, it's no longer the gold of the previous years. It is the gold of the new era. Okay, this is the new era with the dollar, with the news, with oil, you name it. Okay. So different perspective. I think I like scalping a lot during certain market conditions, especially. Getting in, getting out, grab what you can grab. And then when the market conditions shift and you see that the trend is extremely nice and clean, and there's a lot of clean price action and follow through, obviously holding on and scaling in is of course incredible, right? So it's a combination of both that I like. I like both, and I think you can do both. But you need to understand the nuances of both, right? You need to understand the nuances between range trading, okay? And between, of course, momentum-driven trading, right? So this is why we have a lecture done with our group. It's called Advanced Management and Position Sizing, okay? And this is in essence exactly what we talk about right there. So you have all these case studies that we have done here, all these case studies. Did you know, by the way, that the most active 20% traders underperformed the market by 6.5% annually, okay? It's a study done where they studied 66,000 accounts, brokerage accounts, 66,000 brokerage accounts, okay? With 2 million trades of back-tested data, 2 million trades. And what came out of that article, all right? If you don't believe me, this is the official article, official case study, okay? The official study, all right? They were trading more, and the more they were trading, the more they were losing. So less is more sometimes, my friends, all right? Less is more sometimes. Very interesting. But anyways, big difference between momentum trading and range trading, right? We don't target the fixed R. We look at both. It depends on the market condition itself. So let's see what the market can give us. Let's not be too fixated on one strategy. Let's adapt to conditions and adapt ourselves to that if you want to be active, okay? Yes, sir. Yeah. Tell me more about the gold hybrid trading system. It's actually something like this. If you want to see the complete process, actually something like this right here, okay? It's an actual process we're putting in, all right? A lot of work goes into it, but it's actually not as hard as you think it is. Looks hard if you see it, but if you actually understand it, it's actually not that complicated. How do you separate days with this vertical line? This is actually an indicator that I've created, right? You want to see it? You can have it, all right? You can have it right here. Where can I share it? Wait. Right here, my friend. There you go. There we go. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. Yeah, it's very easy. You can use it right here. You can actually see the opening price of the week. This orange line right there that you see is the opening price of the week. It's a Sunday open. And then, of course, this is your Monday, right? This is the blue line. This is the beginning of the week. So every blue line is the beginning and the end of the week. And this is the Tuesday, the Wednesday, and now the Thursday right here, right? That is the idea behind it right there, okay? Oh, there we go. No way. No way. It better comes back again here. I know this level right there. Wow. Anything is possible though. It could easily pull back, but wow, if this will be the one. If this is the one, bro, I would go today. I would go crazy. Especially today. Okay. Now, but this is the risk. If you're looking for the snipers, this is what you're gonna get. Look at that. I'm not joking today, guys. Look at this. You ready? You ready? You ready? You ready? Where's the gap? I'm trying to squeeze it up. Where is the gap? Do you see a little gap? Can I zoom in more? Can I zoom in more than this? Can I zoom in more than this? I cannot. I cannot. I cannot. Okay? I don't see a gap. I'm looking at the screen right now. I don't see a single gap. And this is futures. Yeah. That's the gold hybrid trading system in a nutshell. Right there. I need some tea. Look at that beauty. That's actually very beautiful though. Okay, we cannot neglect this. This is a very, very beautiful reaction from our zone here. It's actually incredibly beautiful. Okay. Why do we mark out this zone? We marked out this zone because the point of control number one, secondary, we have our major area right here of trapped sellers. We talked about it yesterday. This is that area where all these sellers came in before we got that squeeze with 43,000 contracts traded right there, right? 43,000 contracts were executed right around there in this candle, okay? This is where the most volume was traded. So this will become support. This is a level of interest for sure. No doubt about that right there, okay? And this is why we're now reacting from this area, all right? As you can see right here. So it's going to be very interesting what happens around here. But that first initial reaction is what you want. It allows you to get in and it allows you to manage your trade really well, okay? That is the overall idea and thought process behind the setup itself right there, okay? And if this breaks the highs, right, you break above the range, then we call this a consolidation, okay? A manipulation and an expansion. And then you enter in the manipulation right around there, okay? So that is a fantastic combination of what you're looking for right there. And then if you break higher, the re-entries are at the retest of that high for continuation. That is the thought process right there, okay? Oh, that makes sense. But you need to break it though. You need to break it, right? But you can sit it out and see what happens right now. If you got filled there, unlike me, if you got filled there, then that was actually very nice. Very nice. Crazy. Look at that. So why did you buy now? I'm a disciplined individual. I don't chase the markets, okay? I've taken thousands and thousands of trades in my trading career. I know what not to do, okay? Do I still mess up sometimes? 100%. 100% I still mess up sometimes. Absolutely, right? But I'm human, right? But clearly, it's really obvious that the reasoning is to not for me chase the market, right? I know when to chase and when to stay out, like let's say. Okay. Yeah. It's a mindset thing. Over time, it will pay off, right? Over time, that stuff pays off right there. Okay. We know how that works. We know exactly what we're doing here, right? That's why we have what we call our exact things in place right there to talk about this exact. Okay. Okay. It's a pretty high win rate overall strategy. So the fact that we are, there's actually a test done. If you look at this model right here, it's the Monte Carlo equity curve, okay? Where we talk about different simulations that have been done, built around win rate, okay? And if you have a high win rate strategy, you want to trade prop firms. You want to use prop firms. If you are a prop firm trader, you want to trade with a high win rate strategy. You don't want to trade with a low win rate strategy. The variance is simply too big, unless you have a lot of money to spend and waste on challenges to get that big payout one time, okay? That is also a strategy. But if you want to be consistent in your prop firm journey, right? Buying a challenge and passing it, you want to trade a high win rate strategy. Why? Because of the fact that the following, okay? The chances of you hitting 5 losses in a row with a 70% win rate is roughly 1 out of 400. It's a very, very small chance that you will occur 5 losses in a row. But if your strategy is 35% win rate with a high risk-reward ratio, then it's 1 at 9. So that happens a lot. So we call that strategy B, normal week, is strategies A, nightmare. Okay? So we're teaching you exactly in my group how to pass the challenge the right way. How to get your first payout quickly and effectively. Yeah. But it's currently closed. But yeah. Very interesting around that. Okay, if you are a prop trader, pay attention. Pay attention to that. It's very interesting, actually. Where's gold? What's happening on Goldie? Okay, where are we now? We're pulling back again. Okay, let's see. That first move was like a 140 pip move. My fam and me, man. How are you doing, my friend? Welcome to the channel, man. How are you doing? I really appreciate the support, guys. Also the likes. I really appreciate this, all right? You guys are hopefully enjoying the free education we give you on a day-to-day basis. Doing my best, though. Doing my absolute best for you guys. Truly living in my comfort zone with you guys. I love to go live every day. It's so much fun experiencing the craziness around gold today. Especially in the last like 2 weeks. It's crazy. Any news? No, there's no news, I think. No. I would know if there's news. I would know that immediately if there's news. There is no news right now at the moment. Okay. But oil is pushing right now. We're breaking resistance. Dollar as well. Pretty much every day we're doing this. It's pretty much every day as far as I can remember right now. Okay. Oil breaking up higher. Couple nice push downs for like a 1 or 2 days, but like for the rest, overall, it's a constant grind to the upside. Let's see if oil can actually come back down or if it actually close above it. Because if that's the case, I think oil will try to push. Yeah, at least to the 102.5. I think that gold is holding up actually respectfully well right now. I must admit, it's holding up really well against oil and also the dollar. Yeah, so initially buy order was not filled, even though we had it right set at that exact level. It was not lower, it was not higher, it was exactly at the bottom. I usually don't say it. Usually it's like a pip, 2 points, 2 pips, 5 pips. This was exact. This was exact. But right now, if price pulls back, I'm gonna give it one more try. I think that oil is holding up respectfully. Well, oil is holding up a bit strong. But I respect gold. Gold's not pushing as much as I think it could. But at first reaction is usually the initial push. If we come down again, we usually get lower. Yeah, I'm gonna set it a bit lower now. I'm gonna give it one more shot. $96. Wow, that level is holding up so well. Again, same level. You can clearly see price has mitigated the zone. It has not mitigated the zone yet. This is the first time, actually. First time it tapped into the point control right now. It almost did, but it never actually did it. I think a lot of people are still in though, regardless. From the first touch. Why this area? Well, this is the zone that we marked out already, right? We talked about it right now. We're bouncing off that weekly support. We're still hovering around that weekly support right now at the moment, right? This is that same level we're talking about. The 4 hour is exactly where it needs to be. And that is this area where lots of sellers came in yesterday. This is why we can't really break this zone, okay? Because this is that demand that has been created before that major push up here. All these sellers are stuck in their trade there, offloading their positions, I guess. Price is now pulling back. So we're just looking for the reaction of it, that's it. Nothing too fancy today, nothing too crazy, nothing too wild. The first touch was already there. The first reaction was actually already there. Earlier. Go says, we are in a bear market. We have to find shorts. Okay, man. I hope you are doing well, my friend. Trading wise, everything is going well on your end. Keep crushing it. Oh, look at the dollar again. Look at oil. Point control is still holding up. We still have our zone. Where is this area? Right here, right? Yes, right there. holding up. Again and again and again and again. Yes, trend is bearish. Yes, exactly. This is why I'm buying. This is what we're supposed to do, right? In a bearish trend, buy. Or not. Wait, I'm confused now. Should I buy in a bearish trend or not? What is, I don't know. What is bullish? Bullish is sell, bearish is buy. I don't know. I just started trading. Wow, people are sending me DMs right now that they took the exact same limit order and they experienced the exact same thing as what I did. That was interesting. That would have been a quick $700 in 1 minute. Electric World says bearish is red selling, bullish is green buying. No, I don't. I think it's the other way around. I think red is buying and green is selling. Where's the playlist? It's right here in the chat, my friend. Any plans of traveling out of Bali? Right now, I'm still here in Bali, right? I'm still here in Bali already for a long time. I'm gonna go definitely in the summer to Europe. So you're gonna find me there. You're gonna find me in Europe this summer. Okay? I'm still gonna be streaming. Still gonna be streaming. Okay? I'm still gonna be streaming. So you will see me regardless. Okay? You will see me regardless. Couple countries I'm looking forward to. Really looking forward to it, actually. Definitely gonna be fun. How is I'm back on the stream after 3 years? What happened to young Netherlands fella? Nice, nothing, man. I'm just chilling. Same old, my friend. Thank you for asking. Thank you for asking, my brother. How did you mark out the fixed point of control? I marked it out by looking at what we call the actual range itself, the point of control range itself, right there. Okay. You can mark it out by looking at this level right here, from the left to the right of the whole range, pretty much right there. Okay. All right. We have the flip. This is what you want. You want to have the flip, and you want to close above the point of control, actually. So let's see if we can actually do this. That would be very good. Can we create another push here? Another squeeze? Is that possible right now that we are in that pink line right there? Let's see. Just need that squeeze to the upside, that injection of top volume, right? Okay. Okay. Come on, man. You know, we know you wanted it. We have our entry right now. Show me if we can actually follow through here. We have that initial push, that good reaction. Okay. Now give me that follow through today, baby. Give me that follow through today. I know we are I know you are in resistance. Oil is pretty strong still. Yeah, it needs to break above that. If this breaks, it's we can break above the 503, then it's pretty strong follow through, you know. I know that. We can see this very clearly. If you break with some volume above that area, then you're in a really good position. Really good position. That's a really good spot to be in. Yes. Come on. Yeah, dollar is still trying to go, so it's still not 100% certain here. If you can break this highs on the dollar, we'll try to test again. But we're in that gap. Okay, this is another gap inside of this area that we marked out. Okay, actually right there, I can see, otherwise you cannot see the P now, but like that's the idea. There's another gap that we marked, that we targeted in. This is why I put my limit order slightly lower, because I want to close back above the point of control after that, and I want to enter in the bottom wick. Right, I want to get into the bottom wick of that candle, and I want to close above the red line pretty much. That's the idea, at least. Don't really want to close below it. Right, a lot can happen. Obviously, you see what's gonna happen here. If the 30 minutes starts to turn around here, you have this push down. There we go. That's a good closure, you would say. There was a last minute injection there. I don't know what that was. Yeah, that was a good closure initially. Can we flip it though? That's the question. Come on. Yes, we have the New York Stock Exchange open as well here. This is exactly what we want because we have been coming down all the way since. We have been ranging throughout the session here. Now we have the New York Stock Exchange open. So I actually want to anticipate the reversal here today. That's my whole premises actually. I want to anticipate that pullback. So as a check again, there's a low value node, value area low down. Yes, we do have this right here. We're also in one right now, by the way. Okay, we're in an actual low volume node right now as well here. This is why we're seeing the reaction from it. If you close below this, I keep my risk very, very small today. No need to go crazy today. I will try again. Okay, but I'm trying to snipe today a little bit. Let's see what this candle does. If you close below this in 2 minutes. If you close above this and we flip, then you're in a really good position. So anything is possible with this candle. If you see this flip, amazing. If you don't, and we close this candle, no need to stay in the trade. A lot of selling is happening here. You see that there's an absorption here, but we haven't seen the follow through yet, right? But we're definitely seeing the absorption right now. So we're going to find out in a second. Wait for this candle closure. Nope. 1 minute left. Then I know we need to close the trade. What do you risk per trade? Around 500-ish, similar to yesterday. That's my standard risk per trade right now. So it's probably around there. 40 seconds. All right. Back to entry. Back to break-even exit. Wow, that was actually very lucky kind of play here. We gave it a try. Price came back to the entry right at the open of the candle here. But like I said before, if you close below it, immediate closure, no hesitation. Close right away. Okay. Wow. It was worth a try though. I wanted to try this. Because of the fact that we had the open, etc. I get it. But if price would do what we actually saw right here, initially it was very clean. We got triggered into our trade. Price came up. If that candle, all right here, flipped bullish, we were in the probably best position possible. So it was definitely worth a try. And you could see that even right now, right? We were able to manage the trade pretty much and see where we could take it. You just have to not hesitate and immediately get out of your trade right around your entry if you get the opportunity. Yeah. All right. That's it. We're gonna wait for the next level. see where it takes us. Either we break back above the 03, because this is that major level now. We know exactly where we got rejected, right? It was at this area. So this is what needs to be broken. If we can close above this, I'm going to try to re-enter above that area. If we don't break it, we have to simply go down and look for the next level here. But wow, this was finger on the trigger today. Finger on the trigger. How did you manage to trade? Yeah, by exiting and break even right when it pulled back. We had more than enough momentum here to give it another try. There is one more zone actually that I wanna try as well here, which is you need to find the level. Okay. People calling me out because I want to buy in a bearish market. I know. But actually, I do not really care. I do not really care, okay? I really do not really care. This is that final level. The 85. 85 right there. $85, or we break back above the 03, right? One of those levels that I'm looking at. Okay, 85. Yeah, right here. One more try. If we get there, of course. If we get there. It's fine, Lorenzo, you don't care, but some people please want to help you the way you helped us. Thank you, appreciate it, man. I really appreciate this. But trust me, I've been doing this for years. Okay? I'm doing this for years right now. People kind of always view, especially streamer, like people don't even remember what they ate for breakfast. You understand? So they don't understand that we have been doing this for years. Okay? Like I said, I respect everyone's approach to the market. Everyone's approach. At all times. I will never make fun of your strategy. Ever. Whatever you do. Okay. And by the way, the results of our people right now, the people that we have, the 15 people in our group that we started with, are unreal, right? So for me, that's all that matters right now. Theo, this is another last. How do you make more profit here? Because my account has just been losing. Because you need to close your trade and manage the trade. You cannot just hold on to the trade and hope that it goes. There's also a thing called management, right? This is why I exited the position, for example, right? It's not just, oh, I have a zone and just going to hold on to the zone until it breaks or whatever. It's not always like that. It's also management, etc. Right? Yes, next area here. Roughly speaking, the 85. I think that is the next zone we're looking for. There's actually a really clean absorption right now, by the way. It's actually kind of wild. It's a pretty clean absorption. But we have not broken above the 03. Correct? No, we have not. Yeah, let's give it a try. Look at the 15-minute. Yes, we're pretty much exactly where we need to be. All right, last shot. People really expect to gold today to be completely bearish. Everyone expects gold to be super bearish today. I might be a crazy guy, but I really think we're gonna go. I think we're gonna flip by the end. I think we're gonna flip by the end of the session. Call me crazy. Bro, why did you leave the trade? What a sniper entry it was. That's what people say now, man. The moment people say the price is coming down, people say, you know, I told you so, I told you so. What is the entry level for buying gold? Right now, I'm looking at 4486 as the next area here, the next zone. All right, dollar always starts to slow down a little bit. That's really good. Dollar as well. That's exactly what we want to see. We want to see both of them coming down a little bit, but you can still see that this 50-minute is not fully developed. So we want to actually take out the low one more time, and I hope that that's the bottom for today's session. We're looking at this area right here. It will be a major level of support. The 85, my friends, the 85. Why the 85? 86 actually, 86.5 because we have that initiation right there. And we're breaking down right now. I gave it a try first at what level it was? It was, yeah, slightly below the 97 actually. It was around the 95. Any news? No specific news right now at the moment. No way. We're checking it, but there's no news right now. The only thing that came out was the PMI right now, right? We have the US manufacturing came out better than the forecast on both sides, by the way. The amount of DMs of people being in that trade is crazy. Why this level here? I mean, we tried to get into it here. The only incentive for me to enter in this trade right there, right, was just to get that spike up. We got a little bit of a push around 60 pips, and then it came back down. So we managed to trade. We got out on the entry. Now we want to have one more wick fill and get into a second opportunity of a second potential spike. So it just requires to be patient. That's it. A lot of people are very bearish in the chat as well. The sentiment is very, very bearish right now on Goldie. Hey Lorenzo, are you trading futures on gold right now? Yes. I mean, I still have my accounts, etc. I still got it. If you want to know, I'm still trading on my other accounts too sometimes. Right. Spinno. Do you think the gold could shoot up? It could potentially, But what I want to do is actually get in one more time. I want to actually see if I can get into a final squeeze. If price goes up, it's fine. But I want to see if we could get into that final squeeze. If it goes up, it's also fine here. I'm looking for really precise entries this time, right? Oh, there we go, you see? I think we're going to go. But I hope we're going to push down one more time. That would be amazing. But all the bears are going to leave the chat soon. I can guarantee you that. All the bears are going to leave the chat in a second. You know what I mean? That's usually how it goes. If you're familiar in this chat and you've been here before, you know exactly what I mean. Our closure in 7 minutes. That changes some things up here. There we go. The bears have left the chat. The bears have left the chat. But I hope it come down, to be honest, one more time, of course. Okay. At some point, we have to make this this reversal again. At least that squeeze to the upside. There is no way around it because gold is now literally in that area where we got, where we came from yesterday. And with 42,000 contracts traded there, somewhere around this range, in between the 85 and in between the 97, 98, we should be finding that support here. Dollar is tanking, which is very good. We have some news. Okay, again, it's all news. There we go. You know what's crazy about that news, by the way, that we're just seeing right now? That news from yesterday, from before London session, right? Iranian official denies reports that Iran's supreme leader said that uranium must stay in Iran. You know how crazy that is, guys? You know how crazy manipulation this is? Okay? Let's really think about it for a second. Okay? Because we just talked about that news today. We literally just talked about it. Let me actually see if I can pop it up for you. Let's see if I can show you. Okay? This is right here, right? Look at this right here. Look at this right here. Iran's supreme leader has ordered that near weapons grade uranium must stay in Iran. Look at how the dollar shoot up. S&P shoot down. Oil shoot up. Gold was actually in a very strong level of support at that time right here. It was around this area, right? That low volume node right there. That news came out right here and price came down. Okay? And guess what just came out? Iranian officials deny reports that Iran's supreme leader said that uranium must stay in Iran. Okay? So again, uranium, yes. Uranium, no. Bye-bye uranium. Okay? Yeah. Same exact manipulation as yesterday. It's pretty freaking wild, guys. It's getting absolutely madness. This week has been the craziest week so far. Honestly, this week has been absolutely the most madness week since we started streaming. From this perspective, guys, I'm not gonna lie. Absolutely. Okay? Official Doris, Lorenzo, if you remember me, I just wanted to say thank you. I found you 2 months ago, and because of your education, I've been getting steady profits daily, also up $700 for the day. So thank you. Amazing. Thank you for the trust. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it for the consistency as well, coming up to every stream. I really appreciate it, man. Yeah. Anyways, we tapped into that initial move here. Guys are so in. They're all in. They're all in. Wow, everything flipped in a nutshell, right? Everything flipped in a nutshell right now. So where people were very, 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 very bearish, we said it the whole stream. Price reverse. People say, yeah, but it's the news, etc. Yeah, but it also counts for the fake news right here. Okay, this was the news too, right? Today to the downside. Now we just have news back up again. Okay, and it's about the same exact news, which makes it really crazy, right? This was all about uranium, yes. Uranium, sorry, no. Okay, so someone just throws something in the sky like, yeah, this and that, and price reacts to it. And then at the end, they say, in the next session, sorry, no, we deny that claim. Okay, we do deny this claim. It was all false. And guess what? Price comes back like nothing happened. Okay? Yes. Exactly. Test 1 2 3. Test 1 2 3. Are we still live, my friends? Are we still live? Yes, we are. Yes. It's getting a bit freezing here. 1 second. Yeah. Anyways, this is the market we're dealing with right now, man. Okay. People are extremely bearish. Price feels bullish, right? We've been anticipating this potential bullish move the session already. If we stayed in our position here at 97, okay, then we would have been a really good trade actually today. A really good trade actually. We did not. We managed to trade very aggressively, especially because the markets are so unpredictable, okay, right now, that I want to manage my risk very tight. And if I'm not in the correct move, so if I'm not sniping my entries, for example, and I see price coming back down, not right away, clearly, we're dealing with drawdown, right? We wait for the closure, etc. We're not exiting immediately when price comes back. And we're not putting our stop loss on break even. But if we're in drawdown, okay, we close below our entry, we actually close below and price pulls back. Usually it's a sign to just exit, look for a better entry, especially in these market conditions. It might sound crazy, but this week we're actually not even down for the week, okay? We're not even down for the week because the fact that we have been managing risk pretty well, all right? And that's the way to do it. So unfortunately, you're gonna get into these scenarios where you then miss out on certain trades, etc., etc. But it allows me to just manage my risk, okay, during certain moments. And yeah, you get into some good entries sometimes as well, very good entries. And it's about the outperformance of those entries that are playing out, that are working in our favor. That's kind of the way I do with all this madness right now around all the news. Things like this, for example. I clear things like this. Okay. So I'm also very cautious with my with everything, with all my accounts and everything that I'm trading with. Okay. Just managing risk very tight. And when things are a little bit more clear also in the price structure and in the order flow, we can be a bit more aggressive again. Okay. So it's just the period, especially this week, where we take it this way. But you guys have been seeing us seeing trading, I think, for the past like 50 streams. You guys know exactly what we do. You guys know exactly what we do here. Okay? Shout out to my OGs. Hello, sir. Watching you from India, trying to understand your logic. Welcome, my friend. Good to see you. Good to see you. You're going to keep the limit open for now? Yes. I'm going to keep it open. We will close the hourly candle soon. I might try to get into the 503 here. Okay. Which is sitting right around there. It's a bit higher. Because of this reason. Okay. This level right here. We have now two areas here where we have a lot of sellers being stuck in a trade. A negative delta. The candle closed green. I really like that actually. I think I'm going to try one more entry. Okay. Let's give it one more try. And that's it. That's it for the session. I'm not going to do more than that. I think it's at the 503 exactly. Okay. The 503. We have this hourly closure as well. Right here. So we really want to tap into this area. Squeeze it and actually hold it right there. Okay. Murphy Traders, you have a big fan base in India. Arrange a meetup. Yeah, let's see if we can hold this level. Okay, we have this low. We have the hourly closure. We have a pretty strong hourly closure actually, with a lot of volume, a negative delta. Oh, you guys can see that. Negative delta right here. Okay, 282. With 12,000 contracts traded, with all these sellers being stuck in their trade right now, right around there, okay? So this is where our entry is going to be, or my entry is going to be there now, and I can put my stop loss below the hourly candle and see if this news allows us right now to continue to create that momentum to the upside as well. A bit of a push down for the dollar, right? That would be nice, but it has to do mainly with these sellers right there being stuck in a trade right now after the news came out. Okay, so we're gonna see how that goes. Let's see if we can get filled at the 53. 53. And then we go from there. One more time. One more time. One more time, baby. Come on, get into this hourly zone. It allows us to again be back above the point of control as well, which is sitting right here. We actually managed to close this. We closed above it, by the way, on the 15-minute. We actually closed above it. Okay. It's pretty crazy. We actually retested it, closed above it. Right there, the 4503, if I'm correct. Let me actually confirm. 40. We're kind of already in it, actually. Shit, we're already in it. What? D5? No, we're at exactly at the 4503. Fibonacci, Lorenzo's gonna smash it this time. What will your target be? Yeah, the same thing right here. I'm still looking for the 40s, if we can get there by the end of the session. With our first reaction, of course, at the 20s. The 20s have been actually also an area of resistance right there that we couldn't really break above. So if we can do this time, it will be great, but this is where we could manage. This is, I mean, the full TP, right? Let's see if we are capable of making one more move here. We want to hold this zone. We want to hold this level. Lorenzo got a spokesman called John Sparks. What a legend. John, always supporting us, my friend, since the beginning. Shout out to John, the man. Turkey says I use only the RSI and CFD for trades, looking for divergences at supply and demand areas. Nice. I like that, actually. I like that. I actually like that. I've been testing a lot of that. The divergences, the cumulative volume delta divergences. It's very nice. John, you help me immensely. LTA is my base for trading knowledge. Volume profile is the only real truth you'll find in trading, man. Amazing, John. Amazing. John needs to be in our group. John needs to be in our small group that we're working with. Around 16 people right now. 16. Yes, you heard it right. One extra person that came in, but that's it. 16. 16 people. That's it. Quality over quantity. All right. Ever since I have my entry at 4492 earlier, and it has been filled really well and clean using your volume profile strategy, I would say your strategy is gold, my G. Amazing, man. I love how people also use it sometimes differently. It's very good. Lorenzo, how is your trade not filled yet? Patience, patience. Today I was a bit unlucky, to be honest. You saw what happened at the beginning. I was definitely supposed to be filled in that trade. That was a 150 pip move. The second one got triggered very good. Actually showed some potential, came back to entry. Then the news came. Now we're in a new trade. Been a interesting couple of days, that's for sure. In terms of the streams, absolutely. But also this is part of it. You see everything. You see everything here. You gotta love it. Lorenzo, who's your favorite Dutch soccer team? I'm not really into soccer. Sorry, my friend. I'm not really into soccer, man. All right. Asking me about basketball or boxing or MMA. A lot of questions suddenly about basketball. Yeah, it was crazy. I saw that. Crazy game. Crazy. That was indeed extremely wild. Yeah. Wemby. What a G. Yes. Come on, man. Can we get filled here one more time? All right, one more time. I think we could get there. Dollar is doing its thing again, right? As always. So you guys already know. Oil as well. So can we push one more time down, or is this it? Something happened here. Look at that volume coming in right before the closure. Yeah, we're definitely not chasing today, that's for sure, guys. I have to really disappoint myself if needed. Just not gonna chase it today, okay? Not gonna be there today. We had our limit before. That's it. We're not gonna chase it unless we have a good reason to, a good closure, a new zone, whatever. I set my level and that's it. That's it, especially now. Especially now. That's how you keep your head cool. How did you end up today? Yeah, pretty much flat, like break even. Okay. Monday I ended the day in green. Tuesday I didn't trade. Yesterday I had a small loss. Today I'm pretty much flat. So it's not in comparison the best week of the month for sure. But it cannot always be like that, right? It cannot always be like that. Okay. And it's completely fine. It's part of the variance that we're trading. We literally talked about the Monte Carlo curve. Remember? We literally talked about this. Right there. There we go. Okay, baby, come on. This one makes total sense right now. So this is the one that we want to witness right now. We want to see this divergence playing out. We want to see the dollar slowing down. Okay. We actually want to see some follow through this time. Oil is getting rejected at that resistance. We are in a 1 hour area of trapped buyers, sellers right here. This is why we got filled at the 03. Right? What else? A lot of volume, a lot of selling here. Price is not following through. Yeah. It's worth a try. What can I say, guys? It is worth a try. It is worth a try. It aligns with what we're looking for. Okay. The monk, I said my re-entry at 4.5/7 was perfect, but as always, great teacher and the most honest on the net right now. Big respect to you. Thank you, the monk, my man. You're a legend, man, and I appreciate it as well. And Monday we have a big giveaway, right? I'm gonna come up with a nice giveaway because it's gonna be our 50th episode of this new format that we have been executing on the stream. 50 streams of live trading. Yeah, I've done 500 in total, but 50 in this exact format. So yeah, I'm very happy to do this and to do something nice for you guys here on a Monday. Really looking forward to that. How can I get your free book? You can download my book for free. I wrote it. It took a lot, roughly speaking, around a year, to write this book. A year. You can go to ltconcepts.io. All right, you can get my book right there. I don't sell it. Okay, it's completely for free. I think it's a compilation of information. It's also a compilation of my studies and everything that I've done. So yeah, if you don't know me, I am Lorenzo Corrado. I'm the author of LT Concepts Trading Warm-Up. And yeah, there are studies in there with hundreds of trades of explanations and data and everything. So it's definitely worth to try, especially the volume profile. If you want to learn about that, might be interesting to watch. Let's see if oil can actually hold up. Oil is actually still in that rejection mode. Stouser says his free book is for edification and it really educates in depth about different strategies to trade. Yeah, man. Exactly. Highly recommend to look into it if you want to, if you're interested in learning about it, of course. If you're interested in learning about the volume profile and things like that. Of course, there are other things like the valuation, the seasonality. There are a couple other things to it, right? But this is a little bit more in depth. Okay, there are a lot of other things as well here. Yeah, just go to the table of contents, right? So you see exactly what's in it. Okay, it's not just a simple ebook. It's an actual book. I just haven't published it officially or printed it officially, even though I got it here. Okay, officially. Yeah, we're reacting from our zone once again. Really want to hold above this hourly zone. It's actually coming from an hourly zone as well, which is this zone. So we're above these two zones. Really want to hold above that. I like it. I like that amount of selling, but there's just not that follow through yet. But I want to see that one big 50-minute flip, so we can manage to trade around the highs, around the 20s. The 5-minute actually is holding up quite decent if you can break above this, above the 09. Actually, I knew I should have been selling today. I went against my intuition. No bueno. Okay. Yeah, then you should have been selling today. I do believe there were some really good opportunities, though. All right. One opportunity we took during the Asian session with the group, which is actually this one. We actually took a setup around this area. Okay. And there were some actual nice setups here. There were some really nice squeezes. But yeah, the overall trend was indeed still pushing down. But there were some nice pullbacks. There were some nice pullbacks today, that's for sure. Can we get some tea, my friends? All right, second chance, my friends, like I said. Can we flip it? Closures are going to be key here. Look at the 15. Yeah, I actually like that. That looks overall pretty good. Nice bounce, retracement, absorption of buyers stepping in. This closure will tell the real story though. It will be in like 40 seconds. Okay, closure, 16 seconds. At least close above the 6. Yes. Okay, we closed above that. That's pretty decent. All right. Let's see what the dollar is doing right now as well. All right, it's slowing down a little bit. Right, dollar is slowing down a little bit. That's good. Mr. Bruce, yo, do you think school is important? I think school is important for general knowledge, you know? Learning how to write. Some basic mathematics, some calculations, some basic geography, some basic history, some socialization. But if you really want to learn something, focus on, if you want to excel in life, I think you should focus on one skill. And absolutely exceed it. This is some advice that I would give my son, right? Focus on one thing and stick to it. And become a master of that one thing that you really enjoy doing. And you will succeed in your way, in your own way. Yeah, so we added the 502 right here. So in essence, what you want, you don't really want to come back down towards this area. I think it's a pretty decent move, actually. Just want to see what this hourly can do here, because this is the Yes, we have seen a rejection, but if we can flip that hourly candle bullish and try to squeeze into the 20, 21, that would be very good. Yeah, it's the 30 indeed is not that super strong yet. I like the growth as most scholars degrees are now completely used. Well, bro, I've been playing around with AI right now for my business, right? Just not just my business, for my life pretty much. Like using AI, setting things up in the back end. I bought like a mini PC, right? And I put everything on there. It knows everything about me. And it literally does everything I need. It's ridiculous right now. It's getting scary. It's getting scary. And it literally took me half a day to set up. That's it. It took me half a day to set up. Yeah, I would really prefer right now this kind of to reflip because of the fact that we tapped into this area. Okay. And I actually do want to stay above this level right here. The 506. Yeah, there we go. Something like that, right? Something like that. We have, in essence, this breakdown, we have this expansion, now we have the retest, and now we have a pretty decent chance of continuation here if you just squeeze back to the VWAP or at least to the 20s. So I hope to get there, bro. That will be very good if you can flip this hourly candle. We're getting absorbed by the sellers that we talked about, so that's good. That's why we entered at the 503, right? And now we're kind of going. So let's see how many, we're now at like 100 pips. Okay. Yeah, now that we have reflipped the 30-minute, it's pretty safe to say that we can put our stops pretty much at our entry right now, right? And if it goes, it goes. If not, we just accept it for today and we break even again for today's session. But the 20s is definitely a target that I have in mind again. Okay? It's definitely something I'm interested in seeing if you can get there. Up to you to decide how you manage the trade, right? If you want to take profits, you can take profits, right? It's a 100 pip move. This is a 100 pip trade right there. So, but yeah, I want to give it a try. I want to give it a shot towards the 20s, which is pretty much there. This pink line right there, right? Yeah. So that's it. If it goes, it goes today. Otherwise, we just break even for today's session. But this is how we're dealing with the news right now and everything that comes with it. Okay. You have to trust really the process, guys, really. I know it's tough sometimes as well, and also everyone was bearish, right? Or is bearish. But if you believe in like a setup, just take it, man. Don't let anyone tell you what to do. Really follow your own playbook, okay? Really follow your own playbook, all right? So if you believe in something, do it. Let the data tell and speak for itself, okay? Follow your own guts. And of course your data, secondary. John says, great trade, boss. Worst you get is a break even. Best is a seriously big win. Already a great win, but it can be epic. It is true, but like we see potential in this though. We have this, we have a pretty good overall breakout here. We see a lot of sellers, breakout, retest, a reclosure with an absorption. And once again, some new sellers back trapped at the bottom. And of course, this hourly box, our special box that we are in. And the major rejection is pretty much at the 20s, right? So I think it will try with this absorption to try to test it. At least that's what we're hoping for, at least. Unless something unique comes out. I mean, the dollar is just flat right now, right? The dollar is actually slowing down a little bit. Oil. Vice versa. It is at support, so that's the only thing. Entered 3 positions, took profits for 2 positions. All right, yeah, taking profits is fine. Okay, if you want to take profits here, it's a good level to take your first profit, your TP1. It's true. Okay. Especially because you see that rejection right now around this area, right? So it makes sense to take some profits if you want to right now. I have my stop on break even here. And if it goes, it goes. If not, then that's it for today's session, right? But at some point, it's gonna go. It's gonna play out. Things are gonna go the way we want it to go. And that's it. Just have to manage risk properly during these conditions. It's very, very choppy, very uncertain. You can actually see it right now. And we're back. Was a try. It was worth a try. It was worth a try, guys. My anticipation for the 20s is testing it today. I think we could still get there. Well, let's see. And we're pulling back again. So yeah, this might be the sell. Okay. So we're going to break even, I think, on our trade here. And then I'm going to end the stream. I think that's it for today's session. If we can hold this right now, because our stop loss is right below. Okay. It is right below that zone. We know how important this zone is, by the way. There's a reason why we put our stops on break even, because if you break it, we're most likely going to retest the 97 again. So that's why. And we're still holding it. Look at that, right? So if you want to see this flip, then this is the absolute moment right now to flip. Because our stop loss is actually at break even right before. And this is why I wanted to enter at the 03. Because it's right below this level. Which is a major level. You see that? And you react from it again. And our stop loss, which is our entry, is sitting right below it. So if this flips bullish, amazing, right? If it doesn't, it is what it is. It is what it is. We gave it a try this session. You could have closed at 500, it's true, but the potential was just so much bigger. So sometimes we have to go for it, sometimes we have to be more careful and take profits, okay? Super impressive how well it's holding, but John says, guys, if you entered this trade late and missed Lorenzo's entry, that is exactly why you do not chase or FOMO. If you miss a trade, so be it. That's how we see it as well, man. Never FOMO into the trade. Just let price come to you here. There's so many opportunities every day, man. No time to rush it. No need to rush it. Okay. We closed the hourly, not yet. It's so impressive, but the hourly does not want to flip though. Right? That's the unfortunate part. We don't see the hourly kind of flip. We're holding a support consistently because we're in this zone. But we don't want to break it. We don't want to flip the hourly here. Okay. But we're above this area. And this is the most important level. This zone that we marked out right here. And our entry is at the 03, so it's right below it. So if you can hold it, great. But it's tough. It's tough. It doesn't really want to do it. It doesn't really want to go. All right. It's definitely not the dollar. The dollar is slowing down. Show oil. Yeah, oil is back up. That's why. Right? Oil is pushing back up again. So if it's not the dollar, it is oil. If it's not oil, it's the dollar. But yeah. That level was a good level, man. Definitely. It was a good level to try. Come on, Goldie. We're in that zone, that green box that we marked out before. You see? We're tapping into it. Question is, can we follow through? I think we can. We're back. We're back. Okay. That was a quick move, by the way. It was a quick move. Look at that reaction. Wow, look at that resistance. Yeah, it doesn't want to break it, guys. We do not want to break it today. Nope. It's not gonna work. I can see it just not want to go. Doesn't want to go. Every time it goes, every time it tries it, it's getting rejected. Even though oil is back at that resistance here. But I think this is the time we're going to try to break it. If it goes, amazing. But this should have really been the breakthrough moment, right? This should have been really that move, in my opinion. Yeah. All right, we're back. That's it. We gave it a try, guys. You saw that push. You saw that push. That squeeze to the upside here. And that immediate reversal. It was a split second. I don't even think if you guys have realized it. But that just shows that there was no chance. After I saw that, I don't think there was any chance to do it so. Highly volatile, though. Highly volatile right now. If this goes again, it'll be crazy, but I will show you something in the replay in a second so you understand what I was talking about. It was a split of a second where you could see the flip, the tick, and an immediate absorption. Wow, it will be so crazy. I'm actually surprised it didn't hit it. Let's see if I can show you that in a second here. I'm gonna go back into the stream. It's like a roller coaster today. Crazy. Oh, okay. Literally our entry, our stop loss is on break even already for like the past 15 minutes. And it just doesn't want to tap it. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. But yeah, I'm going to show you guys something in a second here. Let me see if I can find it right now. Let's see if I can show you. It was actually very interesting what happened here. Oh. We're still there. We are still there. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yeah, that resistance here, guys, right here. I need, like, we'll talk about it in a second after this trade. What a craziness. Yeah. The crazy thing is there is more selling than buying here. Okay. More selling than buying in this candle. But the candle is green. Okay. This is what you're seeing right now. Right. More selling than buying in this candle, but the candle is green. So that means there are more limit buyers activating the market sellers, absorbing those market sellers. But there is just so much selling, right? Aggressive selling consistently. Also for today, you see it, minus 2K. Cumulative volume delta, okay? There's a lot more selling today than buy. Aggressive selling than buy. But I think price is holding respectfully well, right? So I have a feeling we're going to see like a huge squeeze or something coming right now. There we go. All right, now we're going to absolutely take a little bit of profits here, man. Finally. It's been now 10 times. I'm going to walk away with something here. I'm going to walk away with something today. It has to. Yes, sir. Okay. If things start this choppy, then you have no choice. And watch it now freaking fly. Watch it freaking fly. Yeah, you see, same level. What's nice from the MGC1 than from the normal? It actually is the futures, my friend. This is called the futures, okay? Yes. The futures market, my friend. Slightly different. It's no longer a big difference though, in terms of pricing. It's 4507 on gold spot, and it's 4509. It's actually 1 point difference right now. It's actually not much. But things have shifted. Okay? Yes. All right, guys. Anyways, what did New York do this session? Okay, let's look at the opening of today. We opened around here, so we're back at where we pretty much opened the New York session. So it was indeed the reversal, right? The New York Stock Exchange. It's not the cleanest reversal, but it is a reversal. It is a reversal, okay? It is a reversal. Yeah. Oh shit, you're right. Thank you, man. Cheers, appreciate that. Have you ever traded crypto on exchanges such as OKC, Bybit? If so, what do you think about this market for day trading? Fees basically make scalping not worth it. No, it's absolutely trash. Trading on crypto exchanges, scalping on crypto exchanges. The fees are just too ridiculous. right? You can better scalp, I'm not joking, on a CFD broker with Bitcoin, specifically Vantage, for example. All right? It is so much better than trading futures and scalping, okay? If you hold trades overnight, then of course you have to trade it on a crypto futures exchange. You don't want to pay like crazy swap fees on a CFD broker. But when it comes down to a crypto exchange, yeah, scalping is not the way to go. Absolutely. Okay. All right, what was the entry for this setup? Number one. Okay, let's go through it one more time because we actually tried to enter at the 97. Actually, it played out as well, but I managed my risk a bit tight. Let's go back, right? Let's do the analysis real quick. So we have been actually talking a lot, but let's actually go over it because it's kind of an important level to really pay attention to right now, right? Because we have our range right here, okay? This is our consolidation right now. We had that expansion yesterday, right? This was our expansion. And then today we came back and we pulled back into the point of control and what we call inside of the point of control, an area where less volume was traded, a gap right here. We call that a low volume node. Okay, so we mark this out. We call that LVN. You can actually see that inside of the low volume node, we actually tapped into that setup right there. And this is actually where we, bounced from. Okay, we bounced from this low volume node. We spiked up, we pulled back, and we decided to enter then again on the retest of this with an order flow confirmation. Okay. At the same time, we saw also on the 15-minute that we were still undervalued against the dollar as well. So that was very nice. The dollar was also slowing down. This was also kind of helpful for us. It helped gold pushing up a little bit right now. Okay, I think we're up around, I think it was around 100 pips. Not even a crazy move. But on the 1 hour time frame, you can see that there were a lot of sellers stuck in a trade from the previous candle, from the 9-hour candle right there. Okay. Right here. We tapped into this and we found that support because usually what happens when sellers get stuck in a trade because they don't see it pushing down, they close their trade eventually, and in the pullback it creates that buying pressure, that absorption, and that's actually what you saw there. And we decided to enter at the 4503, which is right where the most volume was traded inside of this candle, because there were more sellers than buyers in this candle, but the candle closed green. The candle actually closed bullish. So that shows that sellers were getting absorbed. So that allows us to say there is an absorption taking place of sellers. So you want to be on the other side of the market. You want to buy when you see a seller's absorption taking place. So that is the best way of describing it. It's the retest of the point of control, right? Of the range, the expansion, which is a typical pattern actually, which is in our book. Right there. Okay, fixed volume profile, and then this one right here. It's a very typical move, a pattern that you see happening all the time. Consolidation, expansion, retracement, continuation. Consolidation, expansion, retracement. Now we're looking for the continuation. The market is relatively flat. It's very choppy today, so we might not see the cleanest price action, but the entry criteria are still the same. I will still follow up with these exact same, the same reasoning for that entry pretty much, okay? So that is over the overall sum up of how we look for entries, etc. Now we tried to enter. We're still in the trade. We took our profits already here. Probably half of the profits already because we kind of had to right now with this condition at the moment. There's actually not really a choice for us right now to not do and take some profits here. At some point you have to realize, listen, these conditions are crazy. There is no follow through. So it's better to end the day green. Doesn't have to be much. Doesn't have to be crazy today. But, a lot of people were very bearish today, right? During the session, a lot of people were calling me crazy for looking for longs, let's say, during the New York session, right? I don't think it was crazy. I don't think it was a crazy idea. Okay. Why sell stop at the bottom? It's the stop loss, which is on break even after our TP. All right. So yeah, all that makes sense. So yeah, even though we still managed the day in green and still people made money, which is great. Yeah, the first trade was a bit hectic. But there are certain criteria, right, that we're looking for. And that's pretty much it. And if there's no follow-through, there's no follow-through. Nice, Werner. Good job, my friend. Show me the trades you take today and how was the day today? Green. Nothing crazy today, though. At least not in the New York session. The Asia session was much better. But it's green. We managed risk well. We followed our rules. So everything is good. We did what we had to do. Even in this shit. All right, that's it. All right. The PA today, we did what we could do. Okay? We did what we could do. We managed to still take out some profits right here. It was the best thing to do eventually. Okay? At some point, you have to accept that the market will probably not fly. Okay? It will probably be chopping around. So it was good to just take it, man. Yes. And there we go. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it was a good choice. At least for now. Because we knew if we would break it, we would probably try to test the 97 again. Okay? And this is what we were actually talking about right there, right? If it would come down again, we'll probably go to the 97. So it was definitely worth it. Yes, sir. And there we go. Look at that. 97. Holy moly, man. Wow. That's exactly why we manage a freaking risk right now, man. That's exactly why we manage a risk. And why we're very tight today with this stuff at the moment. Okay? Yes. Lorenzo, I'm in a sell. If we break that, what will be the next target? I think that we will try to kind of, I think we actually could bounce here again, to be honest. Yeah, I think we could actually bounce here again. All right. But again, did we manage our risk well? I think we did. I think we did. Okay. Because you never know with these markets, man. It's better to just do exactly, in my opinion, what we're doing today. And that is just to try to be as precise as possible, but also not too scared in terms of trading, right? So like when it goes and when you see the potential of it going higher, then it will be a pity to take profits here, right? But at some point you have to realize, wow, this is just the moment to take some profits out of the market. End the day in green, and that's it. Walk away, come back the next day again, and see what the market can do. And if there is a bit more momentum, okay? Because we actually opened the market roughly around here, okay? And then the New York Stock Exchange around here. And we're pretty much hovering around that open right now at the moment, okay? So better to have some profit than an unnecessary loss. What is the fixed range volume profile and how to find the low volume nodes? You can actually find the low volume node by looking at this right here, okay? The gaps inside of it. But you need the settings, okay? The 128 and the 70, okay? The 128 and the 70. Try to do this, okay? And go from there. All right, what's next? What's next? No, I'm joking, guys. Let's see what's going on here from the higher time frame right now, because we're clearly holding up here. We're clearly getting respected right now around this area. And a lot of people are again shorting right now, but price is kind of refusing to drop. It is refusing to drop here. And it's actually respecting that range very well, if you ask me right now. Look at that. It's respecting the range and it doesn't really want to go down. Okay, where we're holding up, we're getting constantly absorbed here at this current moment. Okay, right around there. We're constantly getting absorbed right around the area. I don't think we have any news or something, right? Nothing crazy or what? Was there anything? OPEC, yes. Okay, what else? Iran, oh no, man. Oh, there was definitely some news in the last hour, by the way. Look at that. But it's all in all directions, pretty much. Okay. Pretty much in all directions. All right. Yeah. Okay, guys. Hey, man. I think we've done what we had to do, man. Just the right thing to do is to not be too greedy right now at the same time. Manage risk, man. In these like news conditions, it's just important to do so because yes, you're gonna potentially come down and then it's gonna reverse and then you could have made an X amount of money. But what if it just tanks? Straight up in this market condition. We're already trying to kind of counter the trend right now, right? Even though we're at higher time frame support, the intraday trend is still bearish, right? So that's already by default should also be a factor why it should be more defensive. Okay, if the market actually shifts and we're finally seeing more momentum to the upside, for example, and we're looking for longs, then it's clearly what we're looking for. Or if we actually break structure, all right, and we pull back, then we can target a lower level, which is actually the 4380, which I was looking at already a long time ago, which is actually on the weekly, very, very clear. It is sitting at the 4380 right here. The 4380, where is it? There, the 4380, okay? That would be the next level if we would take out this lows here. So it's just such a crucial level right now. It's absolutely insane. And look at again how it's respecting it. And if we're gonna see the actual follow through, so be it, man. But yeah, we wanted to buy today and we didn't want to sell today. That's for sure. Because we're simply at major support. So much selling, no follow through on the sellers. They're failing. But if there's so much selling, why is price not going lower, right? That is the question. And this is what we talk about in our system all the time, right? We're following this exact process consistently, trying to get there. And it helps us with every market condition. Also the crazy ones like these right now, this week specifically. Okay? Epic says notorious for sells. I just entered a sell. All right. Where's your Discord? I don't have a Discord. I only have a small group of 15 people that we're working with. And we do this once, I think every 6 weeks. We will onboard another 50 people. We have been working with them right now already. It's been a lot of work, but it has been an enjoyable process working with them. So it was actually very good. So yeah. Don't really want to sell course. I'm over this. I'm in this game way too long right now to sell you a course. So you will not see me selling you a course. How to trade course. If I want to do something right now, I decided the only way I want to do something if I work with a small group of people personally. That's it. So I can actually put in the time and effort into someone in a small group setting where people can work together. You know, things like that. Homework, lectures, real slides, and all that stuff. A lot of things. Journal, so many things. Live training sessions, you name it, inside of the group. Things like that. Yes. Is it possible to get your live stream playlist? Yes, sir. I have it for you right here, my friend. Right there. Okay. Okay. Whew. U.S. Secretary Rubio talks calming the market now. Clearly is. Yes, I think so too. Another long session. These sessions are becoming longer and longer these days. Okay? They become longer and longer in these conditions. So yeah. What a weekend it's been, guys. Really. I'm very impressed with our net result this week, even though it has not been impressive. I'm very impressed. Especially knowing the craziness that we're seeing right now this week. So yeah. Let's go through the analysis one more time. Here we have the whole week right there. Okay. This is the weekly range. That's it. Let me mark this out actually. The weekly range, the Monday, the Tuesday, the Wednesday, and the Thursday. Okay? Right there. The Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. This is the week. So far. Okay? There we go. We set in the high on Tuesday, the low on a Wednesday. We are now in the middle. Okay? We are now in the middle. So, a couple things here that we need to talk about before I go, so we get ready for tomorrow here. The higher time frame seems to be very bearish, right? But we have reached a major level of support. We're actually reacting as well from those lows. Okay, right here. If you look on the daily or the weekly, that level is still getting respected, guys. And this is the bottom, right? The bottom of that weekly candle in March. We came back all the way towards the zone. And we're still there. We're still getting reacted from it. We're still respecting it. Okay? We're still respecting it. And price came back into it again. We can actually fine-tune it slightly, but you can actually see how it has been reacting and holding right there. And this is where we have been constantly trying to work our way through, right? But we have been failing up until now, right? We're still like trying to break it, but we haven't broken it yet, okay? So right now you can see clearly that we are holding at the range. And this is why I think selling here is not the right thing to do. Just knowing that we are at that higher time frame support, we are reacting at it. At the same time, the dollar filled that gap today, okay? Look at the dollar. The dollar filled that gap, okay? You can actually see it right here. We filled that daily gap that we had set right there. That opening gap was actually filled. And we can actually see that we're kind of forming that resistance on the dollar, okay? So I'm going to lead you to one process that we follow, okay? And you can actually see that throughout every market condition, we can use this. We're very adaptable to this condition. We're going to have good, incredible weeks. We're going to have weeks where it's a bit slower. We're going to have very unpredictable days like we have this week, where there's a lot of news, external news involved, right? Manipulating price up and down. But this is all part of the game. And we have to be as adaptable as possible, right? In order to get there. So it looks like this right here. Okay, I'm going to show you right now. This is actually an email that I've sent out today. Okay, right around here. It's called the gold hybrid trading system, right? It has a couple different instruments and things that we're looking out for. Okay, so I'm going to lead you to this process. I want you to be fully ready and prepared for tomorrow. All right, so you at least have an understanding of why I was talking about buys and what the reasoning behind it was, and why a lot of people were confused about, you know, why I was looking for buys, etc. Even though, you know, we haven't really broken out yet. It was just a simple trade. Nothing really special, but still, it was about our bias, okay? And about the reason of why we're looking at it right here. Okay, so right now, it's a system that if you implement this correctly, in the right market conditions, it is really, really gonna elevate a lot of us, right? From that perspective right here. So number one is the macro correlation. The macro correlation, which is the dollar, the euro, okay? The yield, oil, you name it, okay? So let's look at a couple of those levels right now and see where we stand with those assets quickly. And then we go back to gold, okay? And that is the following. So number one, we have the dollar in resistance right now, okay? We have still not broken it. So the dollar looks very strong because every day it comes down, and then during the New York session, it comes up again, okay? Every New York session, the dollar pushes up again. But in general, throughout the whole day, the dollar is constantly in that resistance, and it's actually coming down, okay? But it comes back up again, but we're still at resistance, okay? We still have not broken it. We're getting rejected at it, and that gap on the dollar right here has been filled right now, okay? So that was already a thought process, something to pay attention to, okay? You can see how much the dollar is struggling around this area, around this level, okay? We've been trying to break it, but we have not been able to do it yet, okay? So right now you can see that here is where the dollar is at, okay? At this current moment. Now, if you go to the 10-year yield, okay, the 10-year yield is actually a monthly resistance right now, okay, which also has an impact on the dollar, which also has an impact on gold. So look at that. We are actually in monthly resistance. And if you go to the weekly candle, the weekly candle is reacting from that monthly resistance. And if you go to the daily candle, we can actually see that we're actually reacting or rejecting from that monthly resistance right now, even though we have not broken structure yet, okay? We're in that resistance. Now let's go to oil, okay? Oil, very similar. Look at the weekly time frame on oil. Look at where oil is at, okay? Oil is sitting at weekly resistance right here, the 105.35 right there, okay? Oil is at resistance, dollar is at resistance, the 10-year yield is at resistance. It's not breaking down, but it's at resistance, okay? So at the same time, when we see this, we see all these major instruments being at those extreme levels. Is it then wise for me to start trying to keep shorting gold, trying to break that weekly support right now? Or is it better to start looking for some potential counter trend setups after seeing sellers being absorbed, right? Sellers trying to sell, but not following through, all right? So going back to the euro, the same thing on the euro, okay? The euro right now is trying to break down, but at the same time here, even the euro right now is back at a same old range, okay? We're holding the range, we're holding that zone. We are definitely still at, or almost at, major support here on the euro too. So as long as this is the case, okay, and gold is sitting in this weekly level, all right, and we react from this level, I think it's important to accept the fact that if we react from it, which we did yesterday, right here, and we pull back into this, that I think by default, buys were a little bit more viable. Okay, we didn't see the follow through today. We tried to take a buy, we took our TP1, that's it. But it's the idea behind our buys, okay? Oh, that makes sense so far. So that is the overall thought process of the market correlation, right? And the higher time frame supply and demand. Now then, we go to the lower time frame, all right? And that is called the lower time frame volume profile, okay? Volume profile, lower time frame levels. So what you can actually see right there, okay, is if we take this a step further down, right there, we go to the 50-minute time frame, right there, we have this weekly level. We actually have a range, okay? We formulated the range right around there. This is an area of balance, a balanced area, or a fair value area, an area of fair value, okay? Very simple. If you buy an apple for $1, okay, and people are willing to buy an apple for $1, and there is one supplier, and a lot of people are buying apples for $1, you can say, yo, so many people are buying apples for $1, I might just increase the price. I might just increase the price. So more people are starting to buy. And at some point, right, people are no longer willing to buy. But during that point when people are willing to buy for a higher price, we find new fair value. We're no longer in fair value. We are expanding and deviating from fair value until another competitor sees that and says, yo, this guy is selling a lot of apples. I'm going to sell apples too. I'm going to bring apples to the market too. More supply, more people knowing that there are more suppliers, so the price comes down. There's less competition, more competition. It's good for the market, good for the price. So we're finding new fair value again, okay? Price comes down, we're back at fair value, okay? So we're now back at the range. We're looking at the volume profile because you want to know what the most volume was traded inside of the range. And inside of that, there are areas of high volume and low volume. The more volume has been traded, the more interesting the level becomes, okay? You can actually see this right there. And that's the red line. This is where the most volume has been traded. And this is where we kind of are holding up or holding at that support. Why? Because there was so much more volume traded at this area that by default, a lot of people were looking for a potential entry there, right? The more interest there is traded at a certain level, there's a reason why there was so much volume executed. So if price gets there, the chances of seeing a reaction from it is just by default higher, right? So price came back, weekly support, etc., broke out, pulled back. This is where we were during the New York Stock Exchange Open, okay? That was the whole reason of why we were looking for that reaction, okay? And this is something that you can learn as well. I wrote a whole book about this idea of understanding the volume profile, right? In terms of, you know, the order flow and all these things, it's that kind of a second step. It's another step forward, okay? Using the order flow to actually see what happens when you reach a level like that. But the idea is, of course, the same. And that is that you start off with finding your areas of interest first. You find your areas of interest first, and then you can decide what happens when you get to that point of interest. What happens with buyers? What happens with the sellers? Are they getting trapped? Is that an absorption? Is that an exhaustion? Are there more sellers? Are there more buyers? Who's in control? This is what happens in the order flow once you get to a level like that, okay? This is a good example of talking about a specific level, okay? So I hope you understand this process of what we're looking for and why we're using the order flow. Then there are tools like the Valuation Index that we can use as well. How are we then measured against the dollar on the lower time frame? It helps us with identifying potential bottoms in the market. And trust me, this process during relatively stable market conditions is an absolute killer. It's an absolute killer, okay? We even managed to either break even or make a slight profit during moments when the market is rough in general, okay? But when the market is stabilized and it's trending or it's ranging, but it's cleaner price action, it is an unstoppable force with a process, okay? So I highly encourage you to build a process for yourself that you trust, a process for yourself, whatever it is, that you follow, that you stick to, and that you can create rules around for yourself to improve yourself as a trader, okay? This is the goal of the gold hybrid trading system, is to build a process around one instrument, and that is gold, because we love to trade gold. Right, guys? Okay. I wanted to answer with some education today, okay? I want to do a big shout out to the guys in my group right now, the small guys. They've been working with us now for 5 weeks. And we will be adopting some new members soon. So around 15 people max. A small group, again. But I'm looking forward to that, all right? Okay, I'm going to be back tomorrow on the stream again. We're still holding above it, guys. We're still holding around this level, okay? But there is just no follow-through. The sellers did not got what they want today, in my opinion, during the New York session. The sellers did not got what they wanted, okay? And that is that gold is at that major level. We looked for a buy. I think it was the right try to get into buys. But also the follow-through for this, right? We had to take profits here. And we did. Eventually, we had to do it. There was no other way around. But I'm looking forward to see how price develops. And if we can see some regular price action soon as well. But even in these conditions, you really prove yourself that you can manage risk well, that you can be a good solid trader, that you understand how to do it correctly, and that you follow your rules. And you end the day green in a relatively shitty condition, market condition. Okay. Beautiful, guys. Looking forward to see you guys tomorrow again. Tomorrow is Friday, a big day. Looking forward to it, okay? Absolutely. Much love, guys. I really appreciate you guys for coming on the show every freaking day. I really do appreciate it. The stream is growing bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And I'm very happy to be here. So, gonna see you guys soon again, okay? Yes, sir. Much love, my G's. Happy trading. Much love. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow. Much love, G. See you tomorrow. Ciao. Have a good one, man. Bye-bye.